Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. So I'm just going to be chatting today. Actually, I just want to get back into the swing of actually making videos every week. It's been quite difficult to actually try to figure out what to talk about. So I've just been going through the news and I thought, what the hell? Just talk about what's happening out there in the big bad world with Super Sport, not Super Sport, but Super Rugby. And it was quite interesting. And I didn't really know what the new format was going to be in 2021. I'm liking the new format, which is pretty good. I'll just recap on it quickly again on 2021. So there'll be 14 teams. There'll be 13. Everyone will play 13 games, either home or away. So you'll either have 6 or 7 home games, and then the rest will be away, which is great. I think that's pretty good. Then the top 6 teams qualify. The top 2 teams of those go straight to the semi-finals, and then the other 4 battle it out for the quarterfinals, which is quite good because it'll obviously give the 2 top. It makes sense to be the 2 top teams because then you're obviously fully rested for the semi-finals, and then obviously the final. I like the format. I like the idea because the reason why. I'm not saying it's the same kind of competition, but the reason why the Six Nations is such a good competition is that there is no home and away. It's all about the draw. You just don't know what's going to happen, and you could be playing the top team away or you could be playing them at home. So that's what makes it quite interesting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that's for next year. I think we're just going to have one more year of the conference system. So yeah, let's just work within this year's rules and take it from there. So the big thing that I saw today, or saw this week in the news, I'm not sure, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but it could be that the Welsh international Jamie Roberts could be signing for the Stormers. I haven't the foggiest clue where the Stormers get their money from. I've known for years, the rumours are that they're completely bankrupt, but it looks here that a third party is going to help them out. But who the hell is this third party? Where the hell? I just don't know where the Stormers get their money from. As I'm looking at the team sheet here, I'm going to go through the teams just now, but I might as well talk about the Stormers right now. You know, the amount of Springboks that they have: Stephen Kitself, Volkalo, Frans Malherbe, Bongi Mbonambi, Skara Ntebele. I don't think JD Schickling's played. Sia Khaleesi, Peter Steph Totoy, Herschel Yankees, Damien Willemse. Oh, jeepers, and the list goes on and on. Dylan Lates. It's all bloody. I just don't know how they afford to keep their team because most of the teams have been decimated with things, and this is supposedly a team that's completely bankrupt. So yeah, if they get Jamie Roberts to show up their midfield, obviously to replace the hole that's left by Damon Delende, the guys, the coach. Come to me. He's got the makings here of an exceptionally good side, and they have to be doing well. And I see that their draw. I was watching 2 Cents Rugby, and I see their draw is not too bad. So it looks like they've got a good draw. They've got a really good team. Let's just see if the coaches can step up because this team could be a winning team. If it's managed correctly and taken further from there. So yeah, but yeah, I just want to see where they get their money from because I know they're not owned by a billionaire. I know the Bulls have just Patrick Motsepe, he's a local billionaire here in South Africa, and he's obviously bought 37%. He owns Mamelodi Sundowns, so he's bought 37%. I think it's about that percentage of the Bulls. So I think there's going to be a big cash injection coming from him. Especially if they start tying soccer and obviously, guys, I know it's football there in some places in the world, but it's also rugby's football somewhere else. So in this country, it's soccer, so there's going to be a big tie-up between Mamelodi Sundowns, which is the other team. It's also the Pretoria-based team. They're right next to each other there at Loftus. So yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. So yeah, I'm just going to go through some of the players that I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm mainly going to talk about the South African sides. It's the teams that I follow the most. It's the games I'll follow the most. Yeah, we all love watching New Zealand derbies, and I'll try to put on some channels of people that actually talk a lot about New Zealand and Australian rugby, and then. You can follow them and obviously find out a lot more because sometimes you learn about players from people that follow specific sides that are up and coming. So I'm just going to have to put on my glasses so I can read this. So if I look at the Bulls, the players that I'm excited to see is Lizo Gaboko. I think he's going to be the next prop, loose head prop, because I know Oxenchair is also, he's joined the Sharks, also from the Cheetahs. Also exceptional prop, so there's some seriously good loose heads in South Africa. Stephen Kitsov is obviously, I think, is going to be flying the flag for his. That's going to be his position. But yeah, you've got Lisa Gaboko and Oxenchair that are going to be right on their back. But yeah, let's just talk about the Bulls. So Lisa Gaboko, real player to watch. I think he's got such a great scrum technique, and he's been trained really well. The other good prop that they have, obviously Trevor Nyankani, and he's obviously on the tight head, probably the informed prop from last year's season. Barring his injury at the end during the World Cup, I think he would have made the World 15, because he is an exceptional tight head. He's got a great low centre of gravity, a real classic kind of. He's not like a tight furlong or something like that, but he's a real. He does the hard work, everything like that. Looking at the some of the other players that are coming through, the loose forwards. Marco van Staden, he's a bit of a Josh Strauss, obviously the Scottish internationals, obviously come back to South Africa, and so he's going to be joining the Bulls. So that's going to be quite great. The scrum halves is pretty settled. Embrus Papier and Evan van Sail, they were Springbok heir parents, but hopefully they can step up. My big player that I'm looking forward to actually stepping up this year is Burger Ordendaal in the centre positions. I think he's going to be absolutely key to the Bull season. He's got a really good head on him. I wouldn't say he's the most exciting player in the world, but you have those journeymen, the real hard workers in each team, and he's one of those players, and I think he's going to be absolutely key to keeping some stability to the Bulls backline. Morné Steenhoff, I shouldn't have forgotten about him. And then obviously great outside with Roscoe Speckman, Cornel Hendricks, Warwick Galant, another player to watch as fullback. I'm hoping that Warwick Galant gets a bit more game time than he did last year. He went a little bit off the radar, but exceptionally good player. But yeah, look, I'm going to be honest, guys. The Bulls are my team. I absolutely love them. I think they're the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm hoping that they make the knockouts. It's going to be a tough ask, though. It really is going to be a tough ask. I'm just not sure. It's going to be hard, because it's going to be hard. A lot of people are targeting them to actually come absolutely stone last. I'm hoping not. They're the only ones that have the same coach as last year. Look, if they make the knockouts, I'll be absolutely ecstatic if the Bulls make the knockouts. I'm just hoping they don't get the wooden spoon. I think that's going to be their goal. But I think they've got the players. They've got some young guys coming through, and I'm just hoping that they can sort out their stuff. And I've always believed that a team can be better than the sum of its parts. With good coaching, with good conditioning. Take the Lions. The Lions they had been dropped from Super Rugby, and Johan Ackerman took over that team, and they were nobodies. No one knew the players that were in it, and he turned that team around to be better than the sum of its parts. And a good coach can do that. So I'm hoping that that can happen with the Bulls. Looking at the Lions, I've got Yanni du Plessis coming back to South Africa. He's 38, but it's just nice that we've got some RP coming back to South Africa. And these older players, I don't mind if they come back when they're 34, 35, 36, because they impart a hell of a lot of knowledge back to the younger guys. And Yanni du Plessis, he's been all over the place. So I think he's going to be a great addition to the Lions. I'm not 100% sure how many games he's going to play. Looking at the locks, Marvin Orie, also I think he's really good at the lineouts, really good at calling. He was part of the Springbok B squad, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I think I think they're going to continue with the B squad system this year. And so yeah, I think it's another player to watch. I like Carl Brink in the loose forwards. The other one is Hajiva Diamani, exceptional player. I think he's not the biggest player in the world, but yeah, I think he's really good. Why didn't I see Warren Whiteley? Warren Whiteley left. Jeepers. Wasn't expecting that, but yeah. Okay, so I don't see Warren Whiteley here, but I still got Ross Cronje, got Elton Yankees. I'm looking Cornel Skutskan and Andres Coetzee. So that's a fairly settled back line. So we'll see what happens there. The Lions, I'm sure they're going to be another building phase. They've got a new coach. So yeah, but I'm just hoping that they don't deviate too far away from their DNA, which is real expansive running rugby, and they really play to their strengths, because they did make the final 3 years in a row, and even though they didn't win it, it was their best success. And I honestly feel if they carried on with that kind of game style, they would be absolutely unstoppable. Now we get to the Sharks. Sharks also lost quite a few players, but I still think they've got pretty... Thomas Dutoy, really good tight head. Oxenchair, obviously on the loose head. So I think there's some really good props there. I'm not sure about the hookers, locks. Also new locks. Loose forwards, Vendelani Buthelezi is a real player to watch. I watched him play for, I think he played for DHS, which is Durban High School. I think it's DHS. One of the teams that I saw him play, and exceptionally good player. So it's also a play for me to watch. Sikumbuso Noche was obviously also joined the Sharks to obviously get some gameplay. But yeah, I do think that they've got a few little chinks in their armour there, but fairly settled. With the Beast gone, I think that's a big loss for them. Strumhoff, Lewis Schreider still there. I think their backline is probably one of the better backlines. Kurenbosch, Flyhalf, Lukanya Arm, Andre Esthuizen, Makazolo Mpimpi, Sabu Nkosi, Apalele Fassi, also exceptionally good young player that's coming through. There's some sublime young players coming through the South African system. And it's just nice that they're staying in the country. I think the new contract system is, even though the contracts have been lessened for the 19-year-olds that join the sides, there's fewer contracts available. I think they've got to sign for an extra year or two. So we might obviously have a nice window of 2 to 4, maybe 4 years with a player before they decide to go overseas, which is great, because that's a Rugby World Cup cycle. And it'd be nice if the players stay from up till about 2024, 22, 24, and then they can go. I really don't mind if they go. Some players will always stay, and then they come back when they're about 34 again. They've made their money overseas. You can't besmirch the guys for doing that, and it does make the Premiership and all the other competitions great competitions. They've got this great young talent that's going overseas, and they're getting paid the money. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting for the Sharks. The Sharks are probably one of the better teams against New Zealand opposition, but I think they've also got a new coach. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Stormers, Stephen Kitzel, Phil Collot, Frans Malherbe, Sandy's back there from the Lions. Their propping stock is excellent. Bongi Mbonambi, Skarren Tabeni, excellent locks. JD Schickling's really good. I like him a lot. Loose forwards, Sia Khaleesi, Kobus Visa's very good. Peter Steph Dutoy and his brother. Scrummers, Herschel Yankees. Flavs, Damien Willemse. Good grief, come on, man. Centres, maybe, what's his name, man? Sorry, I had it on my, Jamie Roberts. And then, Ruanel, obviously the sevens player. I hope he has a better season than last year. Then Sergio Peterson on the one wing, and then Dylan Lates playing fullback. I prefer Dylan Lates as one of the wings, but at fullback maybe it'd give him a bit more position. But yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to like a really, really interesting season. It's gonna be different for South African teams. I'm hoping that there's enough talent here to make it competitive across, that we're very, very competitive, that at least the South African side wins the African Conference, not taking any away from the Jaguares. I think they're an exceptional side and they hell of a deserved all their place to the final last year. But yeah, I'm just hoping a South African side can step up and be top. And it would be nice that, in the top 15, at least we've got some teams in the top 50%. And that we can build on this, because we've got such young talent coming through that it's just going to make the player pool available in South Africa just much more exciting. But yeah, the other thing I noticed, I was watching Hocker Time Rugby. You must actually go follow his channel. Really good channel. He was talking about the test between New Zealand and South Africa this year. I'm looking forward to it. The 100th test between South Africa and New Zealand being played at Eden Park. I think it's going to be an absolute humdinger. I'm absolutely sure that they're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at the Springboks. And I've got a feeling that the Springboks are going to throw everything back. There's going to be 2 brand new coaches. So yeah, I think that's going to, for me, that's probably going to be the game of the year. Even though I'm really counting my chickens before they hatch. But yeah, for me, that's probably going to be the game of the year. But listen, guys, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week. Oh yes, I was going to talk about Superhero Sunday. This is coming this Sunday. I see there's still tickets available at CompuTicket. Please, guys, go support the teams. FNB Stadium holds 85,000 people, and it'd be absolutely wonderful to have it at least 80 or 90% full. It'd make it, the Gears there would be just absolutely wonderful. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to it, because it'd be like the first time. Yeah, the first 2 games of that. It's a lot of mistakes and a lot of things are wrong, so you've got to give the guys a bit of a break. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to it, because I think it's a really nice concept in South Africa that we have this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to the start of Super Rugby. We are so close, guys. I think it's this weekend. Following 31st is the first games. We are so close to Super Rugby, and it seems like we haven't had it for so long. I know halfway through the season we'll think, bloody hell, this is just taking forever. But it just seems like we haven't had Super Rugby for so long. Just be nice to see, feel real running rugby, real expansive. Just there's nothing beats watching a Crusaders side or a Chiefs side, and they're running from behind their bloody try line, and they go score a 100-meter try, and they just dot it in the corner. It's just there's nothing beats looking at the skill level of that. Listen, guys, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week. And here's looking forward to an absolutely wonderful weekend and a great year ahead. Chat soon. Cheers. Bye.